Okay, good afternoon. This afternoon we're going to work on something different from the rest. It is not clinical, there is no blood, and we're going to work on how to manage our business. Because a dental clinic, like a dental lab, is a real business today. We are buying things, we are spending money, we need to track because there is medico-legal reasons to track things. So we need to know how to do that, and we need a tool. So this is what we're going to do, and I'm going to explain to you. I have been developing 3 programs. These 3 programs are dedicated to management of dental clinics, dental laboratories, and medical clinics or hospitals. Okay? And the future of all this is in the network. So we have to think in a different way. By the time we used to use our computer to set up a program, and the program was working only on one computer, today it's fully different. We need to work on a network. We need to get access on a palm, on a tablet, on a laptop, on any kind of computer as soon as we have a network. So this is the future, and we have to exchange and work in this direction. So based on this, I have been making new development on new software, and I'm going to explain to you step by step what we did. What are the problems? The first problem, when we are working in a dental clinic, let's say, or a dental lab, it's exactly the same, is that someone is taking an order. Take the phone, I would like to have 2 implants or 3 abutments. You don't even know what are the reference. People who are listening to you, they know the reference, but you don't know the reference. So in some cases, they don't understand exactly what you want. They deliver a wrong order, and you are falling short with the order. So how to control the orders? I set up a program 20 years ago on that. I have been developing this for myself, and I decided to change and to go to the new development that we can do today on this. The control, the traceability of the supplies. So when it's been ordered, how many days after you've been receiving it, where did you place it, in which location in your dental clinic, and what's the expire date of your products. And you will see we're going to go a little deeper in that too. Make an evaluation, on-time evaluation of the inventory. So you can do that on an Excel file, or you can wait for your accountant to give you what is the value of your inventory 3 months after the closure of your accountancy. But we don't want that. We want to know now how much we've been spending in the inventory. Okay? So I will show you how we do that. We need to track the expired item because we are not allowed to use them. We need to track the material we use to make a case. This is for the dental lab. We need to export some income and expenses to the accountancy based on what we order. Let's say we receive supplies, we pay the invoice, and it's the good time to edit that, and after a while to send it to the accountancy, and we control in this way the VAT. You don't have VAT in Europe, but we have VAT here, and it's a headache for some people who don't know how to manage the VAT. In the same order, you can have 5% or 0%, and you have to mix all these things. And I have been creating what we call a mill, and this mill is going to calculate that for you automatically. So control production and expenses, so you can control the who is in a dental lab, for example. You have 3 people who are working, 3 dentists. You're going to know who is spending more in buying implants, in doing this or this, and you can control the production, and we call that analytic production. So also you can evaluate the consumption of items. Let's say when you have a distributor who is coming to you, I just click on distributor, and I know exactly what's the list of things that I'm buying to him, and what's the turnover I did with him last year. And now I have some tools to discuss the price about that because I have numbers. And I don't wait for the accountant to give me the numbers in 1 year. I have numbers immediately. He opens the door, I know what turnover I have with him and what kind of product I'm using. So based on that, I can discuss with him. I can export payments details, income, expenses to the accountancy. I can track the statement of each account of client. That's not for dental. You have something for that, but this is for the dental lab, okay? The dental lab you need to track because people are not paying immediately when they receive the statement of account. They pay later or they pay part of that, okay? So again, I have been creating absolutely new tools that you don't have in any other kind of software for that. And organize the digital management for lab order. So that's very important also for the dental lab or for the dental clinic. Because now we are not working anymore, or we are going to work less and less on models, okay? So we are sending an impression. Impression is a STL file, okay? So the STL file will be hosted online, and you don't need to send the impression anymore. You can use the STL file that you've been using. And when you click on the STL file, it will show the STL file. You don't need to have a particular tool to show that. You can send the pictures. You will receive the invoices. And all that will be linked to the order without doing anything else. And based on that, when, let's say, I give you an example. I am doing a zircon crown to a patient, and 6 months after, the zircon breaks. There is a chip, okay? What do I do now? Now I say, okay, you get a chip. So I'm going to remove the crown. I'm going to break the crown. I'm going to make a temporary crown. I'm going to make a new impression. I'm going to send that to the dental lab, okay? The dental lab is going to pour the impression, prepare the new crown, make the new crown, send me the new crown, and then second appointment, I'm going to place the crown. So now we don't do that, okay? I just go on the patient's order. I have the STL file, I have everything, I just reorder for new crown. I don't touch the patient. And I say, come next week on 3 days, and we're going to make you a new crown. And we save time, we save energy, it's very simple because we have the data, okay? So no need to keep all the dental models on shelves because you have all online. Manage one-time monthly payment for the lab also. So for on side of the dental clinic, you will receive a statement of account at the end of the month on different dental laboratories, okay? So you will have to pay them. So to pay that, I will show you how we do. We tick on the invoices which have been paid until the amount of the statement is the same amount as the account that we have to pay. And this will help on both sides. Communicate with distributors and responsible personnel in a dental lab, like your dental lab, you have maybe 15 people working all together. So these 15 people, some people, they will have access to part of that. Let's say the secretary will receive the orders and make the planning. The driver will just get access to where and at what time to send and pick up the orders. The accountant will get access to the invoices and accountancy, but the lab technician will get access to the material or the work executed. So everyone will get a different access, and me as the owner, I will see the picture of who is online, so I can control who is working on the program and who is not working. And if the program is not working for more than 1 hour, then it will stop automatically to avoid people to go on the software. So this is a security. Okay, specificity, you have two kinds in your case, two kinds of programs. One is called E-MedicalManager Dental and E-MedicalManager Laboratory. And these are linked, okay? So this means that when me as a dentist, I send an order to the lab automatically gets access to what I've been sending to him. The question is, do you need to be on the network to send that to your lab technician? No. If the lab technician, if the dentist don't want to write papers and send to the lab, like we've been doing all our life, he can add the dentist on his side. The dentist don't need to be on the network. And here there is, you know, we are doing digital dentistry, we are doing things like that, but we are still writing on a piece of paper to send an order to the lab. By the time we used to have one piece of paper, now we have 1, 2, 3, and we write again and again and again. But this is not the future. I mean, we should not work like this. There is no tracking. When you want to say, what's the shade of this patient that we did 6 months ago? Where is the shade? Where is it? If I want to make a drawing and I do something to make something special to communicate, you were talking that you were working with a dental lab technician far away or close to you, and how do you communicate? So it's very easy to communicate now because you have the tool for the communication. So you have a certain number of categories. I'm going to focus here on the dental lab, but some few things are similar on the dental clinic and dental lab, so I will cover all like this. So first thing, you will be able to manage the supply order. We in a dental clinic and them in the dental lab, they have to manage order supplies, okay? So we will see how we do that. We manage the inventory. We need to know about the inventory. We manage the received orders by the lab, or we manage orders that we send to the lab. We need to communicate internally and externally. So if I am a lab, I need to send an email to all my clients. Maybe I have 20 clients or 100 clients, is the same. I will send them an email, I will track them, I will communicate with them. I said maybe this month we make the zircon crown at 400 dirhams, okay? And people are going to be more attracted on sending more to them. So we can communicate internally also. I will show you how we do that. We can manage custom reports, many custom reports, so you don't have to click and be a good guy on a computer. You just click on something and it will show you the result. One click only. Security and confidentiality is something very important because we need to work with patients. So the program is SSL protected. So this means that ANPA company has been buying a certificate and it's buying a certificate every year. This certificate is renewal and it's SSL means what? Means that you have a double encryption. So it's encrypted one time and it's encrypted the second time. It's exactly the same kind of encryption you have that when you pay online to your bank, okay? So it's fully encrypted. So the program looks like this. I will show you on the program. This is just the PowerPoint presentation. So you have this kind of operation for the lab, and on the other side you have operation for different things. You have the reports, you have the customer report. This means that you have to work on that, and the settings. When you start with the program, you start with the settings. The settings are in green, and the reports are in yellow. So this is what you're going to work every day. This is when you want to get a report. So at the lab, there is production details. So this means that it will show you all what has been invoiced, and you will get the trend also. Okay, the trend is the dynamic report. You have 2 days inventory, one click. I want to ask Srinidhi, my assistant. I asked her, I want to buy implants, but it seems that I don't have a big stock. How do I do? How do I do? I'm going to open the drawer and check inside. No. I just click, quick inventory, click. One click will edit to me the number of implants I have in each category of implant. Based on this paper, I will ask my assistant, okay, we buy the 2 4x10 and 3 4x8.5 and 3 3.3 by 8, and she will order. I don't need to spend time, okay? We are looking for 2 days in use items, okay? So all the items we have, or all the expired items in stock or in use. So again, we are not going to open the closets and look inside. We just click and we have the list, okay? Not only this, but this, you will receive that by email. If you decide to receive the expired in-use item by email, every day, every week, every month, you will receive it, okay? No need to go on the program to look at that. Automatically, you will get it, and you will get the information to manage your business. So On the lab side, you have the payment and statement, export financial, analytic consumption. I will explain to you what it is. And the settings are all this. So you have to spend some time to do the good settings. And the settings of your lab is different from the setting of another lab. Each one has its own settings. And you have big shortcuts to go fast to do that. I have been writing 2 articles on business management already. One in 2 in 2015 to explain how we need to manage our business and the way to use the good tools today, okay? So it's not coming just from today. I mean, I am in that since a long time. But I didn't talk about that. Okay, so let's go to manage supply order. So this is valid on the dental and on the lab. So you have items, and one item you will fill all these things, okay? The category, the subcategory, we have a category and subcategory. For example, I have implants. I use easy implants, and in easy implant, I have implants, I have cemented prosthesis, I have screw-retained prosthesis, so I don't look around 100 different items. I have a short list of items, and I can very fast select them. I never spend time for that, okay? So I have the item, the manufacturer, the distributor, the reference, the lot purchase, so I will explain that to you. And in case, if I have less than 3, let's say, 3 boxes of anesthesia, I will automatically order 5, okay? So this is something which is done easy here. Minimum inventory notification, number to reorder. And this will pop up in my orders to send as long as it will not be received. So once again, this is an automatic management of the business. So when we order one thing. This is what we call the lot. Lot equals 1. What is 1? What is 1? Why I did that? Because 1 can be 1 implant. In this case, it's easy. What I order is 1 implant. The package of 1 implant is 1. I order 1 by 1, okay? So I can order also a box of 50 gloves. I am not going to order 50 gloves. I'm going to order a box of 50 gloves, okay? But more than that, I am not going to order 1 box of 50 gloves. I am going to order a cartoon of 10 boxes of 50 gloves, okay? So this will be done during the order buy and purchase per. And I have an order of 3 tubes, let's say, but these 3 tubes will not be used all together. 1 tube will be used by 1 dentist in the clinic and 1 by another one. So I need to separate that. And this is the way to go in all the options which are existing in the way to order. You order 1 by 1, you order in a bulk order, or you order and you separate what is inside the package that they are selling to you. Okay, but this is the most difficult to understand, but after a while you understand and you know how to do that. So per package off is the field will accept only numbers, and it is based on what you want to order all together or separate, okay? Altogether, I buy 50 cartridges of anesthesia altogether. I'm not going to buy 1 and 1 and 1, okay? So this is the order buy and the way to order, let's say a cartoon of 10 boxes of 50 gloves. And then when you will order very fast, you will order like this, and it will be sent to the distributor. So now we are not typing things anymore. We are not writing things anymore. This time is finished. It's finished. Why? Because now you have some scanners like this, and with a scanner you can scan this. Okay, this is what you have at Carrefour. Okay, it gives you what? This will give you only 10 to 13 characters. Okay, so it's not enough. we need something more because we need to have the reference of the item, maybe the description of the item, the lot number, the reference of the lot. So we need much more than that. What do we have today for that? Today we have this. This is called a QR code. A QR code is a quick response code. Quick response code, you can go up to 7,000 numerical characters or 4,000 alphanumerical characters. So 4,000, you have times to bring things. You have time to write things. No need to write it by hand. Just one click, clack, and you have everything. So when I am using, let's say, some bone, okay, I have the box. You receive in the lab is exactly the same. You have a box with something on the box, which is called the QR code. And instead of writing what it is and all that, I just scan it, click, and this put it into the program. And when I have been using that, okay, it was in stock, then it was in use, and then when it's used, you put it out, okay? So to select what you have been putting out, you have maybe 3,000 items in stock. You are not going to look at that. You don't know where it is. You just scan this box that you've been using. You scan it, and you will find the line, and you put this is out of stock, it's finished, it's used. Okay? That's the way to do today. So if you have a small clinic, you can do it. If you have a big clinic, it's even more important to do it like this. So we work with the QR code. And the QR code, you need to know that, are mandatory today in all medical fields. Everything that you receive by law should be identified with a QR code. So some product that we receive even today, they are not getting the QR code. But they will do it because this is the law and they cannot change that. So what is a QR code? So I write here bonjour, okay? When I write bonjour, this means bonjour. When I scan that, it will write me bonjour. Okay? So if I say, bonjour, how are you today? It will be changed like this. This means, bonjour, how are you today? I go back, bonjour, bonjour, how are you today? How are you today? Okay? So I have been implementing inside the program a way to change what is written into a QR code. And based on this, we are going to be able to identify things without looking at the text, but just scanning the QR code. And this is a big saving time and saving energy. So you have two big companies in the world who are allowed to do that for the medical. This is one of the companies, and we are working with. You have different sizes also of QR code because now all the instruments must be written like this. So you have big one or small one, depends on what you're going to use. So you have also the micro QR code, which are used, let's say, on this box of implant. You have a very small one. This is the micro QR code, which is giving me the name of the implant, the reference of the implant, etc. Okay? So when Srinidhi is receiving something, she is just scanning that, and it's finished. It's in the stock. So we scan like this. We scan the QR code, and we get it inside. So how do we work every day? Every day, you are going to be in your lab, and you say, I need to order some plaster, okay? So you need to select what you want to order. You can select by item. You can select by categories, subcategories, and item. Or you can select by distributor, okay? And item directly. So when it comes here, the product is coming. And here, I have been writing the stock. So you don't make a mistake. If you want to order plaster, but you still have 2 bottles of plaster somewhere, you're not going to order now. You're going to wait for that. Okay? And based on what you will see in stock immediately when you want to order something, you will decide to reorder or not. Because maybe you want to reorder something, but you have it somewhere in a closet. Okay? So we order only based on the stock and what we have. Then we keep that in memory. We don't do it. And when we decide that we have enough to go to one particular distributor, then Robert, the manager, is going to send to ANPA an order for plaster, the department. So in the lab, you will have departments, CAD/CAM, ceramic, metal, and based on that, you can attribute something and some issue. In a dental clinic, we don't have department, we have practitioners, okay? So maybe this plaster will be for one practitioner and for another practitioner. Maybe one will buy some implants and another one will buy some blades, okay? So the department in a dental lab are identified as practitioner in a dental clinic. So now, the order has been sent, we wait few days, and we receive a package, okay? We receive a package means that this order has been sent, and the order status is open. You have 3 levels. It can be open, this means that we've been sending it. It can be received, because we received it, but we did not pay it. Or it is becoming closed, and then the background is yellow, and this means that the order has been received and paid, and it's closed, and you don't go back on that, okay? If you want to see what's inside the order, you click here, and you edit what's inside the order. So this is an order which has been received. On top, we say it's received, okay? We have the number of the order. All the orders are numbered. The status is open because it's not been paid, okay? The number of days since it's been delivered, it's 0. It can be 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, and then we know if the distributor is good or not because we've been sending all the orders and the orders are coming step by step. So we can control how many days have been spent since we've been sending the order. We get the delivery date, the wording. Wording is what will be written when we transfer to the accountancy. And we can add things like the number of the check we've been paying with, or, you know, we will get a tracking on that. And at the bottom, we have the payment, and the payment is excluding the VAT, which can be, in some cases, 2 different VAT in the same order. So in Italy, you don't have the problem, but maybe this will come one day. And the lab in Italy, they have to work with VAT because they pay the VAT, but they are not reimbursed on that. So with the payment, the number, and all that. And this will be sent after that, saved, closed automatically, and sent to the accountant when you decide to do it. So this is the way it comes, and you don't have to calculate anything. When you receive an invoice, you write the invoice amount here, and based on the percent of VAT, you will get all this which is calculated. Nothing to do. Just click, put the amount, and it's automatically calculated. So this is for the orders, okay? So you see that we've been squeezing the orders so that we can identify that in a fast way. So now, when we receive that, we will go to the inventory, because when we receive something, it goes into the inventory. It's in stock, okay? So when we go to the inventory, on top of the inventory that we received, we have the last received items. And you can have a multi-selection, and when you have a multi-selection, when you change one in the multi-selection, all the rest will be done automatically. Where we go, where she is going is here in the traceability number, and she will scan here, and this number will come on all what she's been receiving, okay? And there is nothing to write. You don't have to look where is the lot number, the reference number, and you don't have to write all these things. You have to. We work in medical. It is mandatory to write it, because this will go in the patient's body, okay? So either you write it by hand, it's up to you. Me, I do like this, clack, sign, and it's finished. And so we do like this, and we have the traceability. We need to write the expiry date. In some cases, some product expire and some do not expire. So we write what we have to write. And we can write a comment also. Based on what we receive, you can open a full comment if you need. So In this case, we have a Zeta Labor Putty in the department plaster. This is for the lab. We have it is in the stock room. So in some cases, we know that we have something, but we don't know where it is. Okay? We don't know. We know we've been buying that, but where it is? Okay, no worries. We go here, we check by item, we put the name of the item, and we find where is the item. And we find where is the location of the item. So once again, when you have papers, you cannot manage information. When you have digital data, you can manage information. This is the new world. We cannot go back. We cannot go back. So how do you want to manage all these items if you don't have a scanner? How do you want to do? And we have thousands of things, okay? So the way to do it is a different way than before. So now let's go to the lab. How to manage laboratory received order, okay? As a dentist, I'm going to send an order, but as a lab, they're going to receive an order. What do you have in an order? So you have the list, when you click on orders, you have the list of the dentist sending the orders. You have the list of the patients. You have the date of order, and this will be calculated automatically for the planning of the order. And I think I am going to show you how we can work on a real program for the orders. So you will see in real what it looks like. Okay. So I am here in E-MedicalManager laboratory, okay? I am the lab. I am the lab. So I am in the lab, and on top here, I see the orders received by the lab. I click on that. So when a dentist is sending an order, the order is sent to the lab, and it can be sent by email also. So they have two warnings. If they look at the received orders, they can look at the orders, and they receive an email also automatically. Open the link. It's coming. So the internet is slow, but it will come. Okay, it's here. It's coming. So you have, I click on one order, let's say here, and I open the order. So this order is received. This order is received. And we are going to open an order. The network is very slow. I'm sorry for that. And on top, you have different tabs. You have the order sent by Dr. Black for the patient Belladonna, and this is the reference of the order received by the lab. You have the planning. This is done by the dentist or copied by the lab if they receive on a paper. This is the planning. Execution. Execution is very important. Me as a dentist, I send a plaster cast, but I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if they work on my case or not. So now with execution, we will know at what time, who has been working for what on my job. And this is going to be sent to me by email. And I will receive that. I know exactly where they are. And doing that, if I say, oh, they are making the metal, oh, I call them, there might be an issue with this and that, I know and I can control the development of my work. So that's communication. Execution. Materials are the materials that we have been using to fabricate the case. The work done, which will be the preparation of the invoice, the payment of that, and we will see all that. So let's go on the planning. No, let's go on the order. The order is received or it's written by the lab. So what do we receive? We receive an order for zircon and all that. So it's a zircon on 2 teeth. When we click on this, we have a chart and we select the teeth we want to work on. We are preparing the prescription. when we save a prescription, as a dentist, I save the prescription, I cannot change anything. I don't want some dentist to change, you know, on the back of the dental lab technician to change the order. When it's sent, it's freezed, okay? But you have a space where you can add comments, and this is open, and you can add comments if you want to change something. But you cannot change what you've been sending. This is very important because you say, I want truth on number 21, 22, but it's on 11 and 12, okay? And this happens. This happens in the lab. So I want everyone. Here, I add pictures. I can add a picture. I can add the STL file. I can add from my side all what I want. And the lab is going to send me the invoices. Is going to send me the quality that I'm going to print and give to my patients. So from both sides, we have the same kind of information in between us. After this order, we go to the planning. So the planning is done at the lab. When they receive the order, they put the order number, and they write here the date they received that. And when they save, automatically, it will add some days after the date of reception until the date when it will be out and delivered. This is automatic. What is not automatic is that the lab or the coordinator, as to Luca, lab technician, will do the CAD-CAM, this one will do the ceramic, this one will do the quality control, and this one, Louise, will make the invoice, and the speedy driver will make the delivery, okay? So everyone is quoted to do the job. This means that also, every day, when the lab is going to open, they click on the page and you have the schedule for everyone during this day. More than this, you have another tab that you can tap on, and any of the responsible personnel, like the dental lab technician or the driver, they will know what they have to do during the next 7 days, okay? And automatically they click and they have the next 7 days for them what they have to do. And, okay, so you have all the details of all these things here. You can add some more appointment. Let's say the patient needs to come for a shading at the lab. So you can add shading at the lab for this day at that time. For who? For this lab technician who is going to take care of the patient. And now we have this. So this, in the lab now, you need to get labels. But labels are done with QR codes, again. So we are creating a QR code with the name of the dentist, the name of the patient, and the code of the order from the lab. And the size of these labels is the same for everything they will have to do. So no need to have several label printers. You have one for all of them. The size is 5 centimeters by 2.5. And like this, you will be able to have some tags like this that you put on the box, that you put on the box for delivery, okay? And on the box at the lab, everywhere. Or you can add a special print with small tags that you will cut into to put on the plaster model. Okay, so you can identify the plaster model, you can identify the files, you can identify the printed documents, you can identify the boxes for delivery, you can identify all just printing that, okay, on a single kind of printer. And the prints are very cheap. I think for 1,000 it costs €2 or something like that. We've been selecting something for that. Okay, that's the planning. After the planning, we go to the execution. Execution is something like this. So when someone is doing something, let's say the plaster, you click and you have the date and the time. So this one has been doing this, and you have a list of who is doing what, okay? So step by step, we know the evolution, and then you can save and you can print, but no need to print, or you can save and send. You send to who? To the dentist. And you tell the dentist, we have been doing the metal. We've been doing the ceramic. We are working for you, okay? That's communication, okay? And this is sent just clicking. So not only you know who's been doing that, but the dentist knows also what is the level of the fabrication of his prescription. So that's the execution. Let's go to the materials now. The materials are done in the same way. So for the material use, you have several options. The first option for the material is to go plus here, and you add a new material type, manufacturer, description, and reference. And then you can add the material that has been used for this prescription, okay? Second option, it is this option. You print the list of materials with the family of materials, the type of materials, the manufacturer, and the name, the description, and the item, and the number of the lot, okay? And this is transcribed into a QR code. So now, when I go here, I open, and by default it's coming here. I click on that, and I get my QR code, which is down here. And here, I have the QR code of what I've been using. Okay? It's coming from my list. So first, I do it manually. Second, I have the list of ongoing material used in the dental lab. Okay? Let's go to the third option. And I can save, and I can save that. It's not an issue. I'm saving. So the other is that I am able to print a label that I put on the ceramic A2. Okay? So I have ceramic A2 and a QR code. The dental lab is using this, this bottle, is going to scan the bottle like this, and is going to come inside. Okay? When the bottle is finished, they are going to give that to the secretary, who is going to edit a new tag with a new description of the new one that you're going to use, and they are going to scan again until the bottle will be finished. Okay? So you have three options now, and it's very different from what you do today. Today you have to write it, you have to find that, and it's not good. So with that, scan, you can scan the bottle, you can scan the list, or you can select manually. So this is the materials, and the materials will be used in editing the quality warranty. In export and print, you have the quality warranty, which is a document where you have the reference to the materials which have been used. Okay, so you have something like this, which is going to be printed with the name of the patient, what has been done, the name of the dentist, and the reference of the product which has been used with the reference of the lot number. And that can be printed and done and sent to the client at the time of the delivery if you want. So after material, you have something which is called work done. And work done is the same. Work done is exactly the same. So you have a list, you have the price list. But now your price list, okay, you have the work family, the subfamily, the code, the work, the price, the VAT, because here, if you do on aesthetic, it will be 5% VAT to add. If you do on a functional, the back teeth, it will be 0%, okay? This is what people think. Okay, we don't know exactly. And you have the final price, and you have the QR code. So instead of writing all this information, you just scan. And you say, we've been doing that. So let's see how it's working. So we are going to edit this. So I remove sent invoice, because when it's sent, you cannot modify what has been sent unless you make a sent no. And then you go here, and on that, you can select on the drawing, on baby teeth or on normal teeth, you can select the teeth you want to link to this. And at the same time, it will be linked to the number of the teeth and to the number of units. So I click on here, and here I select. And to make an order on my side as a dentist, I do exactly the same. So now you see here that we have on tooth 11 and 21, number of units 2. You multiply the price by 2, and you will get the final price. And this final price will be implemented and saved until the end of the month. And at the end of the month, you will be able to send from the lab all the list of the pending invoices which have been edited and sent, and they can be sent printed, they can be sent by email, and that's a big difference from what you do in the lab today. So I will show you how to send invoices. When you send one click, you will send invoices to all your clients in one time, instead of going one by one, like we do in the lab today. So for the payment, we have the same kind of so I'm talking about the lab, but we have things also on the dental. I'm going to explain that later. So you have that, the price here, and the price is coming at 5%, and automatically all this is filled. When all this is filled, you can send a declaration to get back the money you've been spending with VAT, and you can have an option by 0% or 5%, and this is coming from the automatic description of the payment. And when you click on save, it will ask you if you want to save as a partial payment, because let's say it costs 2,000 dirhams and you pay only 500, okay? So it will be a partial payment or full payment, and this will be integrated in the history of the case. So payment. So this is the part of the lab which is the everyday practice, and I will show you more. When you go to reports, you have what we've seen already with the quick inventory, 2 days inventory, and all this a dynamic inventory report or dynamic production. So click on dynamic production, and you will have a certain number of lines which are drawn like this, and this is showing you what is the trend of your lab. The turnover is going down and down, or it's coming up and down. Maybe in some month it's going down and it's coming up after, and you can track exactly on time. It's not at the end of the year. On time you can track what you're doing. So that also is a tool to know how you are working in your lab, how good you are, or how the conditions are difficult for you. So this is one thing. The quick inventory is what I said to you. For me, I do it on implants, and quick inventory show you all the time what you have in stock, okay? What you have in inventory, how much money you have in the closets, okay? You don't use them. They are in the closet right now, okay? This is the inventory, and you need to know what's the trend of that and how much money you have been able to spend on that. So I think I have my own case. Dental. Okay, this is my case. So this is the real numbers, and when I go to 2 days inventory, I have the details of the inventory, dynamic inventory. So I click on the dynamic inventory, and I have the trend of my inventory. So okay, this is another. This is John. It's another case. So I can see what's the trend of my inventory. In the lab, if we go back to the lab, we have the expired items, and there is something also which is interesting, is the compare prices. So compare prices. I'm going to do it in another account to show you. I log out. And log in. And this, I wanted to show you the dynamic inventory report. So this is the production. This is my own case. So I had an inventory which was quite high, 180,000 dirhams in the closet, and I decided to go down. And I've been saving 40,000 dirhams just managing my inventory. I just saved that money. How did I save the money? Because Kennedy is entering the data, and I can analyze the data immediately. So for the lab, it's exactly the same. When you know where the money goes, you are able to control the money. When you don't know, you just buy things and you don't know. All of us as dentists, and I guess in the dental lab it's the same, we've been buying things that we have never been able to use. All of us, okay? So why we do that? Because we don't have the good info at the good time. So in compare prices also you have that. So for those who want to do it, you go to compare prices, and you have a certain list which is coming here. So this is for some antiseptic. One is sold by this company, one by this company, but the price is different. One is 185 and the other one is 210. So just clicking on that, I know where the market is, okay? And we can call them what price you do, and we don't need to pay the biggest price because we have the information. So we can check that, and we can manage the price. How to do that? You go to the item, you make a duplicate of the item, you change the distributor, and you change the price. And knowing that, you know what you buy at the good time. Get it? So, once again, this is a tool to manage your business. This is what we are talking about. And of course, in the dental, we are in E-Medical Dental as a dentist. So I go to pay the lab, okay? So when I go to pay the lab, I have the list of the lab I'm working with, okay? And I have the statement of account that I received from a lab, okay? I received the statement of account, and I'm going to tick all the invoices I need to pay. And when both amounts are the same, at the same time, I say, okay, no need to click more. I pay that as a group check. I'm going to pay all in one time, if I want. If I don't want to do that, there is also a tool to receive the payment on the lab, and I'm going to show you how it's managing. The payment are in this system based on payment for edited and sent invoices, okay? So, payment to the lab, I am the lab, I open payment to the lab, and I am going to add a new payment. I need to select, oh, this is wrong. It's coming to the same, okay. I need to reopen a dental. Okay, when I am in a lab, I am going to show you how we can receive three kinds of payments. We can have a partial payment on what we've been sending. We can receive a partial payment on one invoice, or we can receive the exact amount of what we've been sending to pay. And based on that, I've been making what we call mills in the computer system, mills to simplify that. So you don't need to worry about that. You just click and all is organized, okay? So same as for the VAT, I have been organizing things which are mills. So you don't need to calculate anything. And the last thing that I am going to set up maybe for next week is the calculation of the price that you edit when you are using a precious metal. But I know that today we almost don't use any precious metal, so it's not a priority. I've been leaving that for later. Okay, so this is EMM. I'm going to go back again. I'm going to go back to the dental. More or less, you've been understanding the lab. I want to show you more about the dental. No, I'm not going to do that. Let me. Yes, okay. So now we are going to go to a different place. So you've seen how the lab is organizing the material, how the lab is organizing the orders, how it's going to edit an invoice. Also, I could show you how we make a receipt with the photocopy of the check. You scan the check and automatically you get the invoice which is received. So now, I am in dental now. We go back to the dental. In the dental, we pay payment and ticking on the payment, but you have something which is called a basket. The basket is what you use, how much money you spend when you do a surgery, let's say. So you are spending what? You are spending the implant. You are spending the gauzes. You are spending the anesthesia. You are spending the... all what you've been using will be calculated automatically. This is what you use, okay? And also, you will add the pouches for sterilization. So you will add the proof that you've been using sterile instrument. At the same time, you're going to calculate what has been spent in this case. And for that, you're going to go into basket. So a basket is a list of items which are used and they are dedicated to a kind of intervention. So I open this basket, and this basket you have three options there. You have the items used in this basket. You have the sterilization pouches which are numbered like this. And again, on the sterilization pouches, this is a sterile pouch. We have the same kind of label. You have the label. So when Srinidhi is doing a case, she opens the pouches, open, open, open. She leaves that apart, and at the end of the surgery, we go here. We go to pouches. So I'm going to click on pouches. I click on pouches, and when I am on pouches, you see QR code coming automatically here. So I go and I click here, and I click here, and I get the pouch. So click, 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 all the pouches are done, bam. And then the implants, the implant is there. The implant, click, we click on that, we have the implant. And this is the way to work. And we have all, and we don't spend time. Okay? And this is mandatory, because this is legally, we have to show that. Okay? So you will not be able to show it if you don't have the tools. This is why this tool is working in a good way. So you have two ways to work in the sterilization process. So we are working with a company which is giving us a probe that we put into the sterilizer, because we need to give to the patient the proof that from the sterilizer to the end of the surgery, okay, we are tracking things. Okay, don't imagine that if you put some piece of paper inside your pouch, and this piece of paper, you put it in the bin, you are tracking sterilization. This is tracking nothing. You throw away the proof of sterilization, which is not a real proof, which is just showing that you've been increased up to a certain temperature. What is sterilization? You have four things in sterilization. Four things. And you have to track that. And this is what we've been implemented in the system. First, you need to reach a certain temperature. Temperature will be for a prion sterilization, a cycle prion, 134. Then you need to reach this temperature for a certain time. Let's say 8 minutes. That's number 2. Number 3, you need to get a certain pressure, which is 3 bar. Okay? And number 4. What is number 4? Number 4, you need the operator, Srinidhi, she needs to sign that. She needs to sign that when the pouches went out of the sterilizer, at the end of the sterilization, they were dry. If the pouches are not dry, the sterilization needs to be redone a second time. Okay? So these 4 things, they are implemented in the system so that you prove that you start with a good sterile instrument. Then you edit and you print a certain number of labels, and you put the labels on your pouches. And when we use the pouches, we just scan the pouches we've been using. This is number 1 option. Okay? The number 2 option, if you are a big hospital, let's say, instead of making new pouches like that you use at that time, you can go here and you can have a stock of pouches which are sterile. Based on this stock, you will be also able to find what is the expire date of your pouches. Because there is an expire date. We went and visited in Dubai big hospitals, and we talked about the sterilization, and they say, and we asked them, but what is the expire date of your pouches? And they said there is no expire date. We can use them for 1 year. Nowhere it's written 1 year. There is no, they think it's 1 year. Maybe they are right. Maybe they are not right. In France, when you use a pouch like this, when you make a sterilization, it is 30 days. We are far from 1 year. Okay? If you make a double pouch, it's 60 days. Okay? In Italy, I don't know. But this means that there is an expire date. And the date, the expire date is based not only on the kind of pouches that you are using, but the way you are storing that. If you store that in the same operating room where you are working, the time will be decreased. If you store it in a different place, in a closed cabinet in a different place, the time will be longer. So based on that, you need to decide, you, in your clinic, in your exercise, what will be the length of the validity of the sterilization. And this is coming here. It's coming to the expire date. And where this number is coming from, it's coming from this. You scan and you get it automatically. Okay? So once again, we've been working on the orders of the supplies. We've been working on the sterilization process. We've been working on the management of the lab orders. We've been working on the way to pay the bulk orders and statement to the lab, and we've been working on the way to work in managing, analyzing the consumption. So I'm going to show you this now, and after I stop. Voilà. So the management of this operation is linked to all what you've been doing before, and we call that customized report. So payment to the lab, you understand how it's working. Analytic consumption report is some reports that you can do based on the activity of each dentist or each department of whatever you want to do, and you can make a search on all these things. By period, by practitioner, by distributor, by location, by all that, and then you will get that and you can export it in Excel file. So this is if you want to manage what you've been doing, and of course, at the same time, you will get the full price. How many this dentist has been using in category implants and implants, okay? And you will know what's the price of the implant he's been using until that time. Is it complicated? No, no. You get the tools. Click, 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 and get the result and export. Okay. So no need to do complicated things. Now you have the tools to do it in a very, very simple way, and this will give you information to save money very fast. And export financial operation. Who knows more than the assistant or more than the secretary what is in an order? No one. The accountant? Certainly not. So we are planning that. We've been paying that for this practitioner, for this wording, okay, for this VAT, for this amount, in a group check, and this will be sent on Excel file to the accountant, and he will just have to implement that from the import from the STL file to the accountant system, okay? Which all of them are open to these kind of things, and he has all the matter to be linked in this way. Allez, one small thing again, it's about the way to implement that. When you go in settings, let's say I go to items. I go to items. I have 5,506 and 556 items. Okay. Are you going to write them one by one? No. Okay. What we are going to do, we are going to import from CSV, this is comma and space, or XLS. We are going to import the list of what you are going to import with the list of all your items. All the items you are using, you're going to import it in one time. And then it goes into something like this. And in each item, you will get, let's say, we are going to open one item like this. We open one item. I showed you all what was in the item. What I did not show you is the picture. So everything we use, we have the picture of what it is. Okay, and this is good because when we have a new assistant, she's coming, she doesn't know what we use. But when she looks at the picture, she immediately understands what kind of product it is. So we've been linking the product, the lot, the distributor, everything with this picture, and the picture is linked to each of our orders. So let's say, you know, in implantology, it's not that simple to understand all kind of components that we have and all that. So we are using, okay, even for the birds, I don't see here, but let me try to find voilà, an abutment. I take an abutment. Okay, I don't have here, but everything that you have is linked to a picture. So it's very easy to find a picture and find and understand what it is. Okay, so you understand that now we are linked in between the lab and the dental clinic. We are linked, and when we are in the network, all what we do will be linked to the lab, not the supply, the sterilization, and all that, but the orders and all that. And this will allow you to get all the STL file that you have on your side, okay? And this is done on Amazon website, Amazon Cloud. So we have a server on that, a big server, so it's very efficient, and this is the way to do. We've been selecting Amazon because we believe today that it is the best cloud on which we can work. Well, I wanted to just to open your mind about that. I know that it might be new, but for us, we are working every day in this way, and we feel very comfortable with that because we save a lot of energy and we understand how to manage our business because we have the information now, not at 3 months after the end of the closure of the accountancy. We know what we do because we have the information. Voilà. You get some questions? I explain well?
How can you say that you have the picture everywhere? Because if they don't have in the code that you...
Alors, the picture is a picture linked to items, huh? Or the pictures that you link to a lab order. What picture you are talking about?
The picture of the items that you have in your like here, no? And can you, if the link is not with the picture, you can take it.
Oh yes, oh, very simple, I'll show you. Alors, let's separate two pictures. The picture you have in an item, when you want to add a picture to an item, the simplest, you don't have the picture, Okay, so you say it's a bottle of the Novotel, you can take the picture and you bring the picture to that. But no need to do that, because all what you have a reference of a product. You go on Image Google and you find the pictures of what you have. You take one picture and you move it.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah. But no, if you use the same instruments as me, let's say we have the list of instruments of all what we use, I can export and give it to you. And you don't have to rewrite all that, okay? So the pictures can be imported also, because all the pictures are loaded on a website, okay? You have a URL for the picture, and based on this URL, it's going to be linked to this, okay? You don't need to take a picture and to do it. You can be linked to the image which is on the internet. That's one, but you are working with the image, the 3D image of that, all that you can put in the patients, okay? So you browse and you say, okay, that goes to the patient case. And you put everything on the patient's case, okay? And this will be hosted. And one day you want to go back to this, so you type the name of the patient, you open the file, and you will have all the data here. And the data are hosted. Okay? So the data are hosted, and not only the data of a picture, that when you click it, you open the picture, and you see the picture. No need to open Adobe Photoshop or Viewer or whatever. It opens automatically on another page. So for the lab, it's very easy. They receive a case. I send a picture with some details for the shade. They click and they get the picture automatically. Okay? What they have, they send the STL file, and me, when I want to look at the STL file, I click on STL file. I don't need to load any kind of software. Automatically, the STL file will show up on a new window. Okay? So this is the way to work in an easy way. And this is hosted. So if you have a lot of data, okay, you will be charged more, because you will keep all the data online. So I think that after 5 years, I mean, you can remove all what you have before, or it depends on what you want to do. Depends on the legal conditions also, okay? And let me tell you about the price of that, because everything has a price. But the price of that is very low, because we don't need to, you don't need to buy it. It is just based on the maintenance. So you pay an annual maintenance. The maintenance is 3,000 dirhams. It's very cheap. It's for a dental clinic or for a lab, it's just nothing. Yeah. 80 euros per month. I mean, it's nothing. So it's not a matter of price. It's a matter of going into a system where you are going to be in a network, and all the developments. I'm going to add the price of the metal. I'm going to add things. We go very fast here in Middle East. You don't need to work with SAP or people like this. We go very fast and we change things very fast. So we update. And when we believe that some client, they have a real need that could be implemented, we implement that. Okay? So we have a list of maybe 20 things to do, but some of them we will do, some of them we will not do. But right now, it's a whole thing which is working very well. Okay, guys? Good? Thank you. I have to do twice, huh?